Algeria joins Afrexim Bank, making it the 52nd member out of 55 nations of the continent. OPEC Plus sticks with planned oil production hike as supply concerns weigh on energy market. Plus, Japan leads losses in Asia markets as private survey shows China's factory activity expanded. The program is Business Express, reaching you from Abuja, Nigeria's capital, on this very first day of July. First, I am Musa Abubakar. Let's begin the program by telling you that the Nigeria-Portugal Economic Forum has ended in Lisbon with a renewed commitment to open up a new vista of economic cooperation and collaboration between the two countries for enhanced mutual benefits. Addressing the closing session of the forum, both President Muhammadu Buhari and his Portuguese counterpart Marcelo de Sousa promised the desired political will towards building strong, sustainable and economic shared future based on sincere friendship.
Nigerian government officials in this room are on standby to provide all the necessary information you need. I have already directed the establishment of a dedicated Portugal working group headed by the Ministry of Trade and Investment to address any special concerns you may have. I want to assure you that we will take these requests seriously and our response will be swift.
I'm so proud, and the Portuguese government is so proud, and the Portuguese companies are so proud for having you here. We want to be more feeling at home in Nigeria. Not just a couple of companies, not just 10 companies. We want thousands of companies and thousands of Portuguese feeling at home in Nigeria. And that will be our legacy. Your legacy, my legacy, the legacy of this state visit.
Meanwhile, President Muhammadu Buhari on Thursday approved the renewal of the appointment of Patience Oniya as the Director General of the Debt Management Office for a second term of 5 years. The renewal takes effect from today. A statement by Garba Shehu, Senior Special Assistant to the President, notes that her appointment for a second term was based on significant achievements recorded by the DMO in the last 5 years under her leadership. Amongst the achievements are the introduction of Sukuk and green bonds to finance the development of infrastructure, where there is a huge gap under her watch as part of the initiatives to improve the sustainability of the public debt and opening up avenues for raising long-term funds for corporates. The DMO introduced long-term bonds with tenures of 30 years in the domestic and international markets. This is aside from attracting diverse investors, including retail investors, to the federal government bond market. Internally, Oniha introduced reforms to strengthen the DMO as a critical agency in the public finance ecosystem of the country. The Central Bank of Nigeria says farmers under the Agricultural Credit Guarantee Scheme Fund can take advantage of the increased 50% one-year interest drawback rebate. But this, of course, is by paying their loans as at when due. It's not news that the Agricultural Credit Guarantee Scheme Fund of the CBN is bridging the gap of poor financing to the agricultural sector. The CBN scheme has continued to encourage banks to provide facilities for agricultural value chain activities. This is with a guarantee payment of 75% of any loan granted under it, helping to de-risk the sector.
It has been given back since 1977 to support farmers and support through the banks with a guarantee.
Mr. Okonkwo Hidubem, Al-Mustafa Megwandu, and Kristen Chuku are the winners of the first, second, and third position for the Best Farmers Award 2021 of the scheme for their credit worthiness, while Sterling Bank was recognized for the Best Participating Financial Institution.
It started with ACGS fund way back in 2018, but we needed it at that time to stabilize our growth. Then it impacted in our operation so much. For this scheme, the rate of repayment is very high. The rate is about 85 to 95% repayment, so it's very, very high.
A total of 1.23 million loans valued at 130.9 billion naira were granted from inception to May 2022, out of which 973,646 beneficiaries had repaid a total of 98.9 billion naira. In Abuja, I am Musa Abubakar, NTA News. Now, pensioners of the federal government under the contributory pension scheme is being owed as pension assets hit 13.8 trillion naira in the first quarter of 2022. This was disclosed at the presentation of a report on pension reforms and innovations in Nigeria 2018-2022 by the Conference of Civil Society of Nigeria. Members of the civil society are calling for more awareness to enable small businesses prepare for the future through micro pension.
One of our sensitization policy is to really canvass for all the states to embrace the contributory pension scheme, because that is what the federal government has used to make the issues of pension burdens and problems and complaints of the past to be a thing of the past.
It's part of our vision and focus and target to reach out to as much as we can. And we intend to really sustain this advocacy. And as you are aware of, the plan hasn't been up to a decade yet. And for it to take proper effect, to be drilled down the very fabric of society, it has to do with highly intensified magnitude of advocacy.
Now, 10 teams of innovators from across sub-Saharan Africa have been named finalists in the Afri-Plastics Challenge with solutions for reducing plastic usage. Each will receive £75,000 to invest in and develop their ideas. The Afri-Plastics Challenge from Innovation Experts Challenge works and funded by the Government of Canada is rewarding the most promising sub-Saharan African innovators working in the circular economy to develop ideas that will tackle the worrying rise in plastic pollution across the continent and its marine environment. Canada is a leader on the world stage through ongoing work to champion the Ocean Plastics Charter and membership in the Ocean Decade Alliance. The winner will take home a first prize of £750,000 in January 2023, with the runner-up receiving £250,000 and third place winning £100,000. They include projects to facilitate the reduction of single-use disposable diapers. One such project is Toto Safi, a solution from Rwanda. Another solution is Shopper's Bag, a solution by Well of Science from Nigeria. Shopper's bags are reusable, recyclable, and biodegradable bags that allow people to get paid or earn rewards on every usage. Well, Shoppers Bag is fully represented on Business Express today to speak to us about this product that has indeed made it this far. Ubong Yang is a member of the team and joins me from Uyo Akwa Ibom State to speak to environmental issues and, of course, how to earn from the environment. You're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much for having me.
Okay, who or what is Shoppers Bag? Can you take us through the background story?
Okay, Shoppers Bag is an innovation on reducing the use of single-use plastics in our environment. So the idea came, having looked around our environment, we had lots of polythene bags, being disposed from stores and malls every day, and these accumulated to tons of, plastic waste across our communities. So we, as innovators, we looked at where the plastic bags were coming from. We found out that most of the plastic bags we use were coming from stores and malls. So we had to deep think and come up with ideas on how we can drive a new kind of bag, that allows people to, each time they go to shop with the bag, they earn rewards and they earn discounts and incentives from the stores available nearer to them. So shopping bag allows people to enjoy incentives and discounts on every usage of the bags in stores and malls around their locality. And it's also powered by eco-friendly bag producers, biodegradable bags, and they come together to make Shoppers Bag available to the stores and malls. So that's an overview of the bag.
Okay, what's your experience on this challenge as per the journey to this point?
Yes, it's been really challenging and it's been really engaging and informative because the AfriPlastic Challenge has offered us an opportunity to be able to, work on our solution to make it more suitable than what it was before. Initially, it was an idea, but going through the challenge program, it has really helped us to open up the solution on how best it could meet the target market. What are the innovations that could be added to it, and how can we tie all the loose end of the solution to make it market ready and competitive in the market. So for me, it's really been engaging. We have a lot of trainings. We've had speakers who have spoken to us. We've had mentors all across Africa, and we've had weekly programs, weekly trainings, and in a whole lot, it has been really informative and really, really engaging. So I just want to commend the AfriPlastic team for all what they are doing, and so far so good. It has been a whole lot of benefits for us as a company.
Okay, let's understand something. Why did you decide to participate in the AfriPlastics Challenge? What motivated you?
Yeah, looking at the whole landscape of the challenge, when I saw the AfriPlastic Challenge and the approach which the organization pitched their questions, they were like asking what are the solutions that could help reduce plastic waste in communities across Africa. So I was challenged, having read through their manuscript and read through the application challenge. I was motivated to come up with Shoppers Bag because having looked at the previous winners of the challenge, and I've seen that these are people that are solving real life problems. So first and foremost, it has to be something that is, something that is unique, something that is innovative, and something that is going to help and reduce plastic waste in sub-Saharan Africa. So I was motivated by the challenge, to go for it, and that's what we did exactly.
Okay, but most importantly, what's the value of this project to the nation? And do you and your team have plans to replicate?
Okay, yeah, the value of this solution to the country is quite massive because we are looking at the whole value chain that we are going to stimulate. We have the eco-friendly bag producers, we have the fiber, the raw material that's going to be made available from different sources, from jute, from banana and plantain fiber. So there are a whole lot that the country can stand to benefit because the fiber market is a huge market. And, sometime in 2019, there was a legislation in the House of Representative on trying to ban the single-use plastic in the country, but it didn't scale through because of the challenge of the paper bag was proposed, and how can we scale the production of this paper bag? But what we are looking at, there are a lot of opportunities. So even presently, we are working with the Nigerian Research Agency to see how we can come up with a visibility report on how to harness the fiber in plantain and banana. So when we can be able to close that gap, it will facilitate, the bags being available. And when there's a legislation in Nigeria to that effect, it will scale the production. So there's a lot of scaling opportunity. Even the app is also going to open opportunity for single-use plastic tax, because a few months back in Singapore, they're already implementing single-use plastic tax of 5 cents, even though it's small, but it's something that's going to create the awareness that the effects of this single-use plastic that is causing to the ecosystem and even creeping into our food chain. So it's a whole lot that can be benefit, and our product is quite scalable, even across Africa.
Okay, would you say you are enjoying local support?
Sure. Even we had an interaction with Secular Lagos. We are also engaging the Lagos State Environmental Protection Agency. So, but at the federal level, we are still looking to have engagement. But we know that there are other NGOs that are doing advocacy around this. But we want to just focus on creating the solution that can actually meet the demand of the market. So even the brands are not left out, because most of the brands that produce products that are sold in the stores and more need to be concerned on the end of life of this single-use plastic, So we are also having a look for them to also see a need to drive their sustainability around a single-use plastic reduction.
Okay, any other plans after this project?
Yeah, going forward after this project, our sole game intention is to be able to scale Shoppers bag beyond Nigeria, and we are looking at creating a universal kind of bag whereby can be used in stores and malls across Nigeria. You can always walk in and have a bag available, and this bag is QR coded. It has a barcode. It is recognized by a mobile app. It allows you to shop. For every of your shopping history, you can earn points, you can earn incentives, and at the same time, it also gives you an opportunity to be a part of a bigger picture of protecting our environment from plastic waste. So, going forward for us, the future is we want to be a driver. We want to become a driver in implementing the reduction of plastic waste in stores and malls across Africa. So that's what we are looking forward to, and we believe with the help of partners and various stakeholders, government agencies, and even AfriPlastic Challenge, more and more solutions, we will be able to deploy these solutions to other parts of Africa.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ubong Yang. Thank you for sharing your thought with us, and we wish you the best in your future endeavor.
Thank you very much.
Okay, now, how are prices of other commodities on the global market? Let's see. Now, oil prices edge up on Friday after sinking in the previous session as OPEC Plus said it will stick to its planned oil output hikes in August, and investors worried about the strength of the global economy. Brent crude futures rose 83 cents to $109.86 a barrel. West Texas Intermediate crude futures for August delivery rose to 70 cents to $106.46 a barrel. Now, stocks resumed the monthly July on a positive note. The all-share index closed transactions at 51,829.67 basis points. Market capitalization stood at 27.9 trillion naira, 127 million shares valued at 1.707 billion naira, exchange hands in 3,718 deals. Japan leads losses in Asia markets. Private survey shows China's factory activity expanded. Let's join Nekaoko for the update.
So the global market review. Global stocks fell as the dollar rose this Friday, beginning the second half of the year, much as the first one had ended. Only this time with bonds rallying for a change, as investors have shifted from worrying about inflation to fearing a global recession. In Europe, markets pulled back further after suffering their worst quarter since the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic. The DAX in Germany declined 0.27%. London's FTSE also depreciated by 0.37%, while the CAC 40 of France gained 0.28%. Asia-Pacific markets reversed earlier gains and fell on the first day of the new quarter as investors digested positive factory activity data from a private survey in China. The Nikkei 225 in Japan fell 1.73%. The Shanghai Composite declined 0.32%, while markets in Hong Kong were closed for a public holiday to commemorate the city's 25th anniversary of its handover from the UK to China. U.S. stock futures fell in early trading after the S&P 500 closed out its worst first-half performance in decades. Futures tied to the Dow Jones Industrial Average traded 0.69%, while S&P 500 and Nasdaq 100 were also in negative territory. Surprisingly, African markets were spared from the onslaught as major stocks traded in positive territory. And that's Global Market Review.
Now, African Export Bank has announced that the People's Democratic Republic of Algeria has joined the bank as a member state. That brings the membership of Afrexim Bank to 52 out of the 53 African Union member states. Algeria's accession to the agreement establishing Afrexim Bank was formalized on 8 June 2022. Algeria becomes a Class A shareholder in the bank and will be represented by the Algerian Ministry of Finance. It has the 9th largest population and the 4th largest economy in Africa. The bank's board also this Friday announced it has renewed a $1 billion facility and approved $10 million grants to operationalize the AFCFTA funds. This is where we end Business Express for this week. We value your feedback, so keep the comments, observations, and suggestions coming. Be informed that all previous episodes are available on YouTube on the NTS channel. Business Express returns next week. Thanks for watching. Have a good weekend.